It's slightly after 10:40 a.m. on a bright and beautiful Saturday morning, August 6, 2011. We're on Route 9, just north of beautiful downtown Plattsburgh. And with in the background, we can hear a band singing old-time rock and roll. And if we turn our camera over this way and head south toward the city, we see the start of what is a beautiful display along the east side of Route 9. It's the annual 8-Ball Billiards and Cafe Hot Rods for Hospice. And we're going to take a look around and chat with a few people and hopefully stick around long enough to see the parade of vehicles as they leave here and wander through the streets of the city. Just to take a quick look across the road from 8-Ball Billiards, this is the site of the former North Country Shopping Center. And it was torn down within the last couple of years with plans to put several new businesses in here, but so far the economy has prevented that, although there is of course the long-standing North Bowl and the movie theater that came in a few years back. We're going to get a shot of this young driver here. Some people have come a long distance to be here. This fellow is one of them. Looks like he brought his mother along for a ride. If you've attended the Hot Rods for Hospice in the past, you know that the cars are usually in this area. But as we just saw, the bulk of the vehicles are over on that piece of property, just the southern side of the animal hospital. We're going to talk to organizer Jay Montpelier and maybe some folk or two from Hospice and find out why the move and what's new and exciting this year in this annual event. Okay, we've hopped on the J-Mobile. We've got Jay Montpelier on the wheel, golf cart. This how you normally get around every day, Jay?
Well, no, actually, one of our friends in the campground let me borrow the cart, but no, I'm usually on foot.
Okay. Which campground?
This is Plattsburgh RV Park.
And who are the proprietors of Plattsburgh RV Park?
Neil Facette owns it.
All right, and they allow you to use this this property. You've moved it a little bit, certainly a lot more visible from the road this year.
Yeah, well, in the past we've had it down the bottom of the hill, but a lot of people drive by and they didn't even know what was going on. So now we moved it up toward the front of the road, and we're getting a lot more exposure.
No question about that. Just coming off the Northway and pulling down this direction, it was quite easy to see that there was something big happening here today.
Hey, Calvin, take a look at this junkyard.
Yeah, I've seen this several car shows in the past. It's quite a little collection, and he keeps adding to it all the time. He's usually at the North Country Chamber of Commerce car show in June. And it sounds like Jay's being paged. We'll shut the camera off for a moment.
So you want to go around and get...
Okay, well, yeah, we'll go around. Now this is what I was afraid we wouldn't see here when see some nice classic cars. Another one behind this Corvette, which I think you would say is a classic, but I'm looking at that 1930s model behind it. When you have a name like Hot Rods, you're thinking maybe the classics that aren't hot rodded up aren't welcome, but they certainly are, aren't they?
Yes, Calvin. I don't know. That sounded like a real good name, but it kind of gives a different connotation to people. And but we're getting the word out that it's a car show for everybody. We got Russell and Pam Brothers is going to be the sound system on the float. We're going to lead the parade.
Parade's at noon?
Parade's at noon. It's going to go through the city. We had an itinerary in the paper, but it was a little wrong because they're tearing up Boynton Avenue. So I don't know which way the Sheriff's Patrol is going to bring us.
Yeah, Boynton's a little rough as we speak.
Yeah, I think it's closed actually.
It's a kind of a day-by-day thing. I was driving up there early morning, about I think the morning of Wednesday, and one lane was open, one lane was closed, and later on that day they had the water break and had a lot of problems there. Are the numbers up?
The numbers are right in line right now. We're not really up, but it's early yet, so, and they're still pulling in. So we're hoping that we're up.
Yeah, I know. A week ago, I was at Elizabethtown for the All Forward Car Show and talking with Denny Egglefield and the folks there, and they had some pre-registrations, but they ended up with well over 100 with only 50 or so pre-registrations.
That's amazing. And just think it's all Fords.
Yeah.
To bring that many just Fords together, they're doing a great job with their show.
Yeah, and last year, of course, it was the 100th anniversary of Egglefield, and they brought out a lot of their classics. There's Billy Leach, and they didn't quite accomplish it. They were hoping to get one for every year, but they came close.
Oh, maybe by next year they'll get one for every year.
Look out, people are going to run right in front of you here. They don't care. Laying in traffic.
They don't realize we're not good drivers.
So how does Hospice make the money here today, Jay?
Well, they make the money off the registrations, and then we have a chicken barbecue and a pig roast. And all the proceeds go to Hospice for that. And we have children's games and whatnot where they can donate. And we have a dime pitch where they can donate. And we have a horseshoe and a horseshoe and pool tournament going on this afternoon. We have all our volunteers, and you see the blue shirts, those are our volunteers.
Pale blue.
They get all the blue shirts, and our bands are actually donating their time. So pretty much it's all volunteer run. Now these cars are the judges' cars for the most part, and people that are volunteering their time. So they just put them on display, but they're not being judged.
Too good to be judged.
And we call that a just for fun class.
Uh-huh. We've moved behind 8-Ball Billiards Cafe. Jay's kind of lost track of me. I'm going to have to go get him back here. We want to talk a little bit more with him, but we wanted to show this area here because it's certainly a well-kept secret as far as 8-Ball Billiards goes. Okay, it's hard to get Jay when his feet aren't moving, unless he's riding his golf cart. I'll just mention that this is one of the well-kept secrets in the North Country, Jay. What normally happens back here, and what's going to happen today?
Well, today we have our Hot Rods for Hospice gathering. We're doing a chicken barbecue and a pork roast.
Right here?
Right here, and that's our tent. Our grill will cook 100 chicken halves in one shot. I got Dan Dio's the master chef over there, and he's got a whole group of volunteers. In fact, a lot of them are just rolling in now. It doesn't look like there's very many people right here now, but by noontime you won't be able to move back here. But we do weddings and anniversaries and all kinds of parties during the summer back here, and like you say, a lot of people don't know about it, and Hot Rods for Hospice is one of the things that helps us get this out to the people.
So it allows you to do something good for the community, and also lets people know that this is available. So do people normally on a Saturday night or Friday night come back here and take part in these facilities, even if there's not a specific party going on?
Well, every Friday and Saturday night we have a band in the pavilion. So, and we, if it's not too hot or too windy, we have a bonfire, and people usually sit around there. And a lot of times on Friday and Saturdays, they'll go in the bar and get at the horseshoes and play horseshoes. You just showed the sand volleyball. This is the second year of that, Calvin. It's just starting to pick up a little bit more. But we had a couple parties here. They specifically requested to be able to play volleyball. So that gives us another little edge on entertainment at parties for people.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't want to play volleyball at a wedding reception?
Hey, they come here and they change out of their tuxes and they stay here for the whole day. It's not like going to a banquet facility and sitting down and eating and then everybody goes home. They stay here and they have a good time. A lot of them even wait for the band.
Okay. Why did Jay Montpelier get involved with Hospice?
Well, I wanted to do something for the community, and I couldn't think of organizations to get involved with, and a couple friends of mine came to me and said, why don't you do a car show and call it Hot Rods for Hospice? And that's how the whole thing got started, and here we are, 5-year anniversary.
So this is the 5th or the 6th?
This is the 5th.
The 5th. So started 4 years ago then?
Well, we started in 2007.
That's 4 years ago.
This
so
is
it's the fifth one. The first
there
one.
you go.
A lot of people say it's our 10th one, so it's our 10th anniversary. But your first one isn't your first anniversary; it's your first one, and your second one is actually your first anniversary. So
That's pretty funny, but it's true.
yeah. Okay.
Well, one of the new things this year, Calvin, maybe we can go over there after, is a dime pitch. And what that all evolved about was when I was opening 8 Ball, I went to all these restaurant equipment auctions and I got all kinds of equipment and a lot of stuff we didn't use and didn't need. But over in our tool shed were these crates and boxes and milk crates and of glasses and all kinds of stuff like that. So I got the idea of, well, rather than throw them away, see if we can't make a little money for hospice. So I built a dime pitch. I got the wood from Norm Davis, and I built this dime pitch. So if we can, whatever we can get will be great, and the boys won't have to handle it anymore.
You'll get rid of some glassware, and you'll make a few dollars out of it. Yeah, let's go take a look at that.
That and Karen get me a broom so I can sweep up all my earnings.
Now this glassware is stacked kind of high.
Well, the idea, Calvin, is well, if the kids throw a dime and they get it in one of the containers, they get to take the container or a toy, which we're going to have hanging up. But if the adults throw and they throw a quarter and they get it in one of them, they get the whole stack.
The whole stack.
Yeah, that is if it doesn't fall over and smash. But
yeah, I hope you have garbage, or not garbage, but grocery bags to.
We have a box of newspapers and a box of plastic bags to put the stuff in for the people to go home with.
All right. Any classics in there? Do you know where most of this stuff came from, or you just collected it and you had no idea where it came from?
Well, I don't know which items came from where, but a lot of it came from the Royal Savage Inn and LeClaire's, I think, out in Ellenburg. I think that's the name of it, where Ricky Garso bought the building. Windows on the Bay, there's some from there.
None of them that have their name on it, though, outside of a few breweries and beer companies.
Well, actually, all the specialty glasses I took out of my apartment and put them into the thing, so it'd get people to want to kind of go for those items more. But no, it's pretty much all the plain stuff.
But still stuff that is usable, and if you want an odd piece here and there to drink out of, have a cold beverage or a Kool-Aid or whatever, what a better place to spend a dime.
There you go.
Don't look for this next year, folks. This is all going today.
Well, not necessarily, because maybe now if people see this, they might donate glassware, and then we do it again next year, even bigger and better. But we'll see how it goes this year and whatnot.
Okay. Overall, do you know how much you've raised in the last 4 years?
Actually, I don't really know.
Okay, well maybe we'll find somebody who does know.
Amanda, I'm sure Amanda can help you on that.
All right, let's go chat with her. Now, before we go to the car show, we see Night Train must be appearing here today. We see Dan Rochester tuning up his drums. Here's the trophies, and Jay just told us that Tom Bove is responsible for the trophies. So people who are here and taking part in this event, a whole lot of them are going to end up going home with a nice trophy for their efforts here today. Okay, we are trying to stay as far from the speakers as we can and still talk to people because the music is loud at this Hot Rods for Hospice, which is the way you like it. What's your name?
My name is Amanda Bowe. I'm the Director of Development for Hospice of the North Country.
Okay, and I think you were here last year?
I was. I talked to you last year, and probably the year before that.
So how important is this for hospice, that fundraisers like this?
It's very important, not only obviously for the financial aspect of it, but also for the PR and for the exposure. It just brings us in front of people that may not have known about us before, known what we do. So we look at it, it's almost like a twofold thing. It's beneficial in many ways.
Okay, for that 2 or 3 people out there who don't know what you do. Tell us.
We take care of those who are facing end-of-life challenges. Normally, the diagnosis is 6 months or less. And we do everything from nursing services to social work, spiritual counseling. We provide volunteer services. And then after the patient passes away, we also provide bereavement services for 13 months to the caregivers.
And the family.
And the family, absolutely. Any loved ones that need our assistance, we're more than happy to provide that care.
Okay, and obviously everybody has to eat. When hospice is called in, how is that financially accounted for? What usually happens? Your volunteers, your actual caseworkers that get paid, how do they?
We are reimbursed. Most insurances reimburse Medicare, Medicaid. It is a benefit. It is a Medicare benefit that to receive hospice. So we do get reimbursed. So you know, what we get reimbursed doesn't necessarily cover all of our services.
Certainly not the bereavement.
No, and that's why we do these fundraisers, because there are things that aren't reimbursed, like you said, bereavement. There's other programs that we want to start that we're looking to do in the future, like a palliative care program, which probably won't be reimbursed. So that's why these fundraisers are essential, because it helps us raise money, you know, to do those things and provide those services. So,
how broad an area does your local chapter cover?
We cover all of Clinton County and northern Franklin County. So we have an office in Malone and an office in Plattsburgh.
Are there other nearby hospice organizations that?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. There's High Peaks Hospice, which covers Essex, southern Franklin County. They go into Warren County, and then we also have St. Lawrence Hospice that does St. Lawrence County.
Are you all independent, or is there some umbrella that?
No, we're all independent, but you know, there is a national hospice organization that we all utilize for education purposes and whatnot. So, but we're all independent.
Nobody above tells you what to do.
No.
So
it's our board, our board of directors.
And how many of them can you name offhand?
Our board of directors?
Yeah.
Would you really like me to name them?
If you know them.
Okay, we've got Cindy Gardner, who is the president of our board. The vice president is Rayanne McLaughlin. Secretary is Rose Pandozzi. Treasurer is Tom Rennell. And we've had a couple spots change. We had some board members retire. Bob Wallet was on our board for many, many years. He was the vice president the last 2 terms, and he's retired. So we're really sad to see him go, but he's been a huge hospice supporter.
Bob's kind of old.
No, but he's wonderful, and you know, we just had the 16th annual Carol Willett Memorial Golf Tournament.
Carol's my favorite cousin.
Oh,
just my first cousin.
Yes, well, I you know, just knowing the turnout and how people support it, she was loved. She was loved. So yeah, so we have a great board that helps and guides us. So.
Okay. And if people are interested in volunteering and helping and joining the board, what do they do?
They can call our offices. The number is 561-8465. That's the Plattsburgh office. And they can speak to the director of volunteer services if they want to do like patient volunteering and even coming in for events or fundraising. You know, we have volunteers that do just that as well. So it's not, you don't have to do just patient volunteering. So.
Okay. So people can contact you. In the phone book, is it listed alphabetically under N, or where North Country?
Hospice of the North Country.
So look in the H's.
Yes, and we do have a website, www.hospicenc.org, and we also have a Facebook page. So you can find us. We're there.
Okay.
So
if you're looking in the phone book, look under H.
That's right. H.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
On the other hand,
You attend this annual Hot Rods for Hospice in future years. One thing you never do is run out of earshot of music. There's music playing over here. This fellow here is entertaining up here. And underneath the pavilion, as we saw, there's going to be live bands over there. Right now there's CDs playing music. Music are very much a part of this annual event. And volunteers with their pale blue shirts, staying busy trying to figure out how logistically how they're going to continue to line up the vehicles here. This is 11:23 right now in the AM on this August 26th. There are pony rides for the youngsters. A lot of folks have come here. Randy Willett said it's his first visit here, and he's enjoying it so far. And looks like the cars are kind of put out according to when they arrive, and I kind of like that idea. So you look at one car, you don't know exactly what the next one is going to look like. And I'm also anxious to see in about half an hour which ones of these will be in the parade. That's when we're going to end with the parade, as the parade heads down toward the city of Plattsburgh. That'll be our ending shot. We're heading later on today for the Saxony reunion in Rouse's Point, and that's where we'll probably be spending the bulk of our Saturday. We did want to come down here and make sure that this annual event got coverage. It's certainly a most worthy charity that they're raising money for, and you don't have to like old cars to come here and find something to do, even if you just want to come for the chicken barbecue or to play horseshoes or whatever. But I haven't met too many people who didn't really enjoy old cars. Old cars are a lot like old tractors. Everybody likes to look at them, and when you get a good nice collection like this, a good cross section of what's available for collectors across the North Country, and of course we see cars from Canada and Vermont along with the ones from New York State. It's very nice to come out here and see a good cross section, and it's not just as Jay said, don't let the title of this event, Hot Rods for Hospice, fool you. There are vehicles here that are not hot rods, and many of us, I include myself in the us, actually lean a little more toward the ones who aren't souped up, but there's a whole lot of folks out there who feel strongly the other way, and it's just a matter of Pepsi and Coke, which one you prefer, and chances are on any given day you're willing, if there's no Pepsi available, you'll drink Coke and vice versa. But same thing here. You may prefer the old classics, but don't mind looking at a hot rod, and vice versa. You may prefer the hot rods, but don't mind looking at a car that's restored to what it looked like, or a car that isn't restored to what it looked like originally and shows its wear. I think those are fun too. Now this 39 Buick Special, owned by Dan Hamilton of Morrisonville, looks like it's been restored and looking like it might have looked when it came off the showroom floor. And you contrast that to Gary Montpelier's little hot rod here that you might see in the movie American Graffiti. We'll look at the registration to tell you the year of it. It's a 38 Ford. This is a coupe. And notice no door handles. This is Jay Montpelier's brother's car, Gary, and he said that it's all done with an electronic door opener like you would have in modern cars. And they're not just ordinary doors, they are suicide doors. So nothing in this car is like it was when you took it off the showroom floor, probably including that red color. But a suicide door is the one that opens this away instead of this away. So if you accidentally open that door while your car is moving, the wind catches your door, and before the days of seat belts, a person would occasionally fly out the vehicle. So It didn't take them long to realize doors that opened that way weren't too practical, so that's why they were dubbed suicide doors, because it was a good way to accidentally commit suicide, opening one of those doors. Or if it wasn't shut tight and the wind caught it and you reached out to grab it, again, without that seatbelt, you could find yourself on the street. So this is a very nice looking souped up vehicle with the chrome wheels and all. And if you like it from the showroom floor, that's what one looks like right there, that Buick. We thought we'd just take a quick shot here of what this looks like from the highway here on Route 9. We're pointing toward the city right now, and that's where the parade will head in about 20 minutes, hopefully. I don't think we've ever run into a car collector that wasn't friendly and enjoyable. There's a vehicle that we saw first last year and has shown up at a lot of car shows in the area since then. It's a taxi that would take customers from the train to the hotel and vice versa. And very unique vehicle, and it deserves a spot by itself over there. And it's certainly a one of a kind. Sun is at the moment peeking behind a cloud, but there is a whole lot of blue sky up there, so it's going to be a very, very nice day for everyone involved, and everyone is going to get hungry. They're going to want to take part in that chicken barbecue, and looks like it's going to be another successful day as far as this Hot Rods for Hospice. If you're interested, if you have a vehicle interested in taking part, just call 8 Ball Billiards Cafe in Plattsburgh, or even Jay's Nursery and Landscaping, and I'm sure they could tell you how to take advantage of this next year. It's growing every year, and there's always room for one more vehicle. Alright, we're going to see how not to crank a car. Hey, that's how you do it. You hold your thumb, don't put your thumb around it, because if it kicks in, it'll take your thumb right off. Won't kick over. That's why you have ignition now. One more look at the static display. They're about to start lining up. Hopefully, as I said earlier, a good number of these will decide to hop into the parade. That should be an interesting sight, and I'm hoping that they'll have a few people following behind them. They're like the Pied Piper. Once they head down the highway, then the people in the city will say, hey, let's follow that little parade and see where it's going. Well, that one over that way looks like a work in progress. But they've got some trophies. The Sheriff's Department vehicle is here. They're quickly approaching the parade, and we hope it's a big one. I don't see too many people moving yet. It's a warm day, temperature in the low 80s right now. Maybe a whole lot of them got comfortable and don't want to move. It's a minute or two after noon. Sheriff's Department. Followed by the official parade vehicle. Still on pace doing going. Then come the hot rods. Hopefully, we should have an extra cheer another roll here of stopping cars. Or some of their help. Looks like vehicles have stopped, so the parade participants are wasting no time hitting the highway. Looks like there'll be at least one big truck in the parade. Got it going. You have to use the ignition, not the train. And this looks like a tail end of the parade. As it heads into the city. We'll probably all try to go through that light at the same time. Trying to keep their vehicles together, obviously. Oh, we got a latecomer. Look out here, latecomer. Ford Galaxy. Down to 63, I guess. Galaxy 500. And wait for me. Probably got a 350 under there, so he can catch up in a hurry. And that looks like it's it. So these are the ones who decided not to partake in the parade. I imagine once you settle in and get comfortable, it is a bit of an effort to hop up and join a parade like that. And with the stop and go traffic, some of these vehicles could overheat. So there are different reasons why different folks want to participate. So there you have it. Hometown Cable's look at the 5th annual 8-Ball Billiards and Cafe Hot Rods for Hospice. It certainly looks like it's going to be another successful event. I'll make 5 in a row that were successful, and those of you watching, keep an eye out next year. This year it's the first Saturday in August. Not sure if we're going to stick with that idea or move it to another date. Well, in the meantime, thanks for watching and supporting viewer-supported Hometown Cable TV. I think you'll agree that's worthy of your support, Hometown Cable. That one took an extra base hit away from Shane Reset. 1 down. Batter now, Justin Gadway. High fly ball. Could be trouble. It drops in. It's a base hit. In no man's land, Gadway. A line drive in the scorebook. I'll bring up Matt Guerin. High fly ball. It should be caught. No, nobody can get to it. Safe at second. Gadway had to hold up because he was certain it was going to be caught. Looked like the right fielder Pete Staley couldn't get a beat on it. Okay. John Recor going to bat for the leadoff man, Tyler Davison, the extra hitter. Saw Recor a week or so ago, and an excellent hitter. 2 men in scoring position. Another in-betweener. No, that one was caught. Everybody had to hold up. So a nice running grab there by the left center fielder, Dan Boris. And there's 2 outs. So a couple of in-betweeners that fell in, and out there was an in-betweener that was caught by Boris. Now here's Jim Davison, 3 for 3 on the night. His team is up 8-2. We'd like to add a couple more. With 2 outs, the runners will be going. Garen will be carrying a little extra sand with him.
20 inside.
Yeah. Aaron picked up a little bit of sand, infield sand. 3-0. Chris Fish on deck. Walk would load the bases. Felix pitch. Out the inside of the mat for a strike. 2. So we get a full count. Payoff pitch is hit through the right side again. Here comes Gadway, here comes Garen. 2 more RBI for Jim Davison. He makes it now 10-2. There's a bird that landed on the field there. Throw him over the fence there. A sick bird on the field. Pounded to the left side. Throw to first will be in time. Nice pickup on a low throw to get the out. So it went from the third baseman Hart over to the first baseman Mike Ormsby. It's 10-2. We're going to the bottom of the 7th here in a 7-inning ball game.
Brad's got Robbins for Caston.
It's 9:46 with that next game scheduled to start 16 minutes ago. First pitch, Matt Ormsby flies out to Rasco. We have 1 out. And we have a new catcher in. Scott Robbins making his on-field debut here on Hometown Cable. Catching the 7th inning here. 10-2 the score. Mike Matthews, second baseman. Up. Here's a pitch from Davison. It's a foul ball, strike 1. Just missed. Up the middle, Davidson wisely let that one go. Now here's Pete Staley. And that's a base hit into left field, right down the third base line. Look out. I can't be too excited about these guys on base. They don't mean a thing in a 10-2 ball game, 8-run lead. Mike Ormsby. We're on defense. You just concentrate on getting the outs. Don't worry about the runs. That's grabbed. Nice running catch in left field by Travis Trombley. We have 2 down. And we're down to the possible last out. Dan Boris is the batter. Team down 10-3. Davison's pitch. That was ball 1. That's another. Davison's good. Got to put a cement shoe on there. You can knock those down. Staley scores, make it 10-4. And Brad Bushy, the batter. It could be the last out. Reset is there, and that's it. A 10-4 victory. The U-First Credit Union /Recor Enterprises has defeated Jeffrey's Pub, and that's the way it was in A Division action in the Adirondack Slow Pitch League. At the West Plattsburgh American Legion Post 1619. You've been watching viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. Win, lose, or draw, TV worthy of your support, Hometown Cable.